Hi, tonight we're going to talk quickly about CCIV. CCIV, a lot has gone on, but ultimately the share price has continued to fall. This has been the same for a lot of the SPAC sector. We talk about why and what this could potentially mean for the stock. I'm giving my personal thoughts and opinions very quickly as to whether this is a decent buy right now, and all of that is coming up in the next few minutes. So this is going to be a relatively quick update. We're going to be looking solemnly at the price action only, and again, this is relatively quick. We have looked at this one in a bit more detail before, so make sure to go and look at some of our previous videos, or you know what, subscribe so that you see more of our future in-depth videos, because we will be looking at CCIV in a bit more depth very soon. But yes, this one's going to be relatively quick, so make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Also, remember that I am not a financial advisor. This is something which a lot of you guys do understand implicitly, however, I do need to stress it for those of you who do not remember that. So again, make sure to do your own research and don't take this as factual advice, it's just my personal thoughts. But we are going to jump into it, looking at how CCIV has been moving first over the past 5 days. Now this one for CCIV investors is going to hurt. The price over the past 5 days has been down by a whopping 15%. Past month for this one is dropping as well, obviously down by about 13%. Past 6 months, I mean yes, we have seen this big increase, but if you'd have bought this one at the highs of $56, you'd probably be kicking yourself right now as the price has fallen by more than half, down by almost 70%. Wow. The price of this one is valued at about $20, so again, almost from where we were, valued at about $10, where a lot of SPACs do remain. We have seen this one up by about 90%, but not much more than that. So the price has doubled, which sounds very good, but if you'd have beared in mind that if you'd have bought this one here, you would be up by 5 to 6 times up here. So of course, the price has definitely fallen very recently, and there are many reasons for that. This whole area of the market has fallen for sure. I think, you know what, to see CCIV down at a time where a lot of the market, or at least a lot of this sector of the market it's not the biggest concern for me at the moment. And I think over time, CCIV definitely could be a very interesting investment. I think if you are looking to invest in CCIV, you should be looking at the fundamentals of the company, as I do think that is the most important thing to basically look at if you do want to invest in this one. For me at least, I do think some of the business is very interesting. I think some of their aspirations are very interesting, and if they are able to live up to their aspirations, we could be looking at a very innovative car company for the future. We've looked at their models before in our videos very quickly, and again, the models do seem very unique, and we actually had a bit of a quote from the CEO talk about a potential for a $25,000 electric car. He said that obviously the company does not have the potential to produce this on their own, but if they were to have a larger company with a partnership, they do have the potential to possibly do this very soon. And I've spoken about that in that video where I said that a cheap car, like potentially a Tesla Model 4 is it that people are calling it, or a Tesla Model 2 rather, something along those lines, a very cheap and affordable small electric car could be the way forwards, and it could put a company like CCIV, Lucid Motors, on the map when things do start to move ahead. So far for this company, obviously the company is not necessarily very well established at the moment. They don't actually have any revenue, and that is completely fine if you are aware of the risk. I think when SPACs used to run up to about $50, $60 for a company that, and I'm not going to say is fundamentally poor, but for a company which is rather a startup than a well-established company, when these SPACs do run up to $60, $70, sometimes even above $100, I am a bit apprehensive when looking at them. So I think a bit of a sell-off was bound to happen with CCIV. Then we had that whole EV market sector crash, where all stocks in the EV sector, including Tesla for that matter, in case you were wondering, they all took a big steep tumble, and this stock was no exception. On top of that, we saw the SPAC area of the market fall, so again, this being in the SPAC area, it took a double blow, and after what we saw with Nikola, people were definitely not really willing to invest in SPACs as much anyway, so I think this one, for a lot of people, had them quite apprehensive. But for me at least, nothing has fundamentally changed with the company. I still do believe in the things which we saw initially for the business. I think if you are willing to invest in this one long term, it definitely could pay off. Again, when it comes to investing in this one, I am not a financial advisor, but I think the price could continue to drop lower. I think we could even make it down to as low as the $15 range if this whole market condition for this whole SPAC sector does continue. But I think if I was investing into CCIV, or if I was willing to invest in this one, I would be looking to average down over time and use a dollar cost averaging method rather than investing all at once. And if you have invested in CCIV and you're wondering what I think to the losses, I think if you invested in the $60 point or somewhere up there. That really is quite unfortunate, but personally for me, I do think if you're willing to hold this company for the next 5 years, if not more, this could pay off. And I think in 5 years we do have potential to break past that $50 point and potentially even past that $60 point if the company does meet all of its aspirations and targets, which they do want to do. So for me at least, and it always was the case, CCIV is a long-term hold. I think what we see now though is just a slightly better price. That's just my personal thoughts and opinions. Make sure to leave me yours in the comments. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.